What is going on, people? Welcome back. Johnny here, and we are going to get back to some awesomeness with the Dwarfs in the Rimhammer of the End Times. Please leave me a comment. Show me some love, people. I'm here, and I'm doing this. And eventually we'll start getting more gold, not losing gold every episode. Anyways, back to the beginning here. Things are pretty chill for once. We have 984 gold and a big bloody mess everywhere, which I don't think is atypical in RimWorld. So there's that. There's constant ambrosia sprouting up all over the place. I feel like there's still a shortage of events in medieval times. And probably I'm the guy to start solving that problem, in all honesty, but I just got to get around to it. I'm going to have some new events around the bears that were added for the Empire. We're going to do some mining and just open up some additional hallways. Some smoothing is clearly required as well. We're going to make a rec room this episode, get some spaces for making rugs of various types. Yeah, so we're going to push a rec room just north of where our current eating room is. I'm also gonna mine around and see if we can find some material. We are short on some key things, sulfur being chief among them yet, but not the end of the world. We don't have to stockpile tons of this shit, but there you go. Be nice to have enough to accomplish the things we need to. The Skaven continue to rot in a disgusting way, and we have to double check what we're working on here. Like to get through weaving, brewing. Mining gates are going to be awesome too, just for sticking up outside and keeping people at bay. I'll probably get into some level of the Dwarven hierarchy in terms of royalty, I guess we'll call it. Declare a Thane, declare kings, a king and some Thanes, mostly just for the awesome equipment, but Predators still continue to keep us fed. The Learning Hydra still there. They apparently don't leave the map once they show up. I'd like to get out there and do some mining, but I don't want to risk my people, so I might have to set up some walls in order to hide behind them and do some mining out there. I'm just going to keep working through dwarf research. There's a lot of mining happening inside here yet anyways, so we still have an overabundance of food, which I guess isn't a bad problem to have. If some of it rots, it rots. We could start making pemmican, but I don't want to cook through all my veggies and stuff straight away. Let's keep that in mind. We do have some tin in one of our hallways. The Skaven dramatically and fast rotted over there. There you go. We did get struck by the plague at that point, and some of our humans aren't as resilient as our dwarfs, so like Deckham, for instance, is going to have a hard time with this one. We need to focus on storage, too. I'm sick of things laying all over the floor. We're at a point where we can certainly get things beautified and cleaned up. And we're going to make shelves, various shelves for weapons, specific types of apparel. I'm going to try and get everything organized in there. An Empire Armory caravan shows up at that point. Deckham is not doing well with the plague. We're going to have to make sure she's bed rested because I don't want her to die. Anyways, we're hoping to find something cool with the mining. This caravan doesn't have much. They don't buy much, and we can't really afford anything. I'd love to get a few more belt of ardors going on my crafters at this point because it would dramatically speed up the creation of our gear, but yeah, she's having a tough fight with the plague. I don't want to lose her. She's married. She's a valuable member of the hold at this point, and we need to research armor. So we're gonna make, I was hoping I could make a bunch of Ironbreaker armor, but that means sacrificing gold. So the key to this, I think, is gonna be next time we get a Javaslife quest, we can go out and see if we can't down the Javaslife. Hopefully we have some magic that can make that much more simpler. We do have a bootless snare spell, and that should just about do it. Be nice if we could also get a transport scroll. We need to get our trade caravans going here, but also want things done well at home. If we get a really nice rec room, the moods will improve dramatically as well. Not that they're terrible right now, but everybody will get a nice big positive mood boost for having a very nice rec room around. There's some cave bears lurking around outside, and I'm torn on taming them, but they also get a bit unfriendly really fast if you fail. So working through weaponry. Brewing is going to be important too. We have to find ways to raise funds. Like typical RimWorld, what do? You make a shitload of dusters, right? Like, there's a cave bear that took some injuries. I think if it goes down rather than, well, if we kill it, we can make an awesome mantle out of it for one of our humans to wear. Those buffalo are gone down. But if we revive it, and we can maybe bring it back to health and tame it, so that would be an interesting option. I'd like to have an army of bear, and now malaria strikes. You'd think I have a lot of sickly pawns here, but I don't. It's just, and there you go. There's the flu as well. That's the third disease we've been struck with. The Randy, not so random, gets a little tiresome at times, I find. But again, maybe there's just a shortage of events that can occur in the medieval times. So the dwarves and the ogre, they should be fine with basic treatment. The humans we're going to have to keep an eye on. Deckham did pull through, but it was very touch and go. We need to get more grow zones too. It'd be nice if I could get some road food in the form of stone bread going. Or, I mean, we can resort to pemmican too, but... we're going to hunt this critter out. It is clearly coming for us. We have magic, and it doesn't do the job. We're going to run inside. We were hunting it just to remove critters from inside our area. It was stepping on traps, causing us problems, and now it is no more. You can see our shelves are coming along with the weapons. We're going to separate Empire and Dwarven weapons. We do have a bunch of crappy slings laying around we'll have to do something with. These rooms are going to be for making rugs, either Empire rugs or rugs that come from the, I guess it's rug mod, or maybe it's carpets mod, I don't know. But so we'll have one on each side. Doesn't take much space. And a manhunter pack shows up. Basilisks. We're just going to lock the door and hide inside at this point. We don't need to get turned to stone. So we're going to be making a shit ton of rugs. We probably don't have enough cotton to facilitate how many hides we've acquired since we started playing this game, to facilitate turning them into actual rugs, but whatever, we'll get there. Maybe I'll plant more cotton. I need to plant probably a bunch of hay down south. We certainly have the meat to be making kibble for the critters to get them through the winter. But again, that's one more thing that just we have to deal with. You can see most everybody except Chaco and Yitta are doing okay with the multitude of diseases that have struck. And Rugnason decides to wander around, sadly, due to insults. Dakham, actually, who we just bed rested and wished to live, has been going around insulting people. And that's no bueno, but there you go. And we're going to mine all these areas and just see if we can find some resources near the exterior before we start going through and making ant tunnels all through our own place. The basilisks and the trolls are into it. It's kind of interesting. The trolls will smash them up, and if they kill it and it rots right away, they'll just go on and start smashing the next one. Now, sadly, the trolls aren't resilient enough to do that too many times, but some dwarfs show up at that point, visitors. It doesn't go well for them, and we're certainly not going to face down 20 mad basilisks. Also, these guys will probably just get dumped and burned with the Skaven, I'm sad to say. Our mining starts in earnest on our new recreation room. Need to get some pillars in or some columns before we open it up too far. We also need to get these interior traps done at some point. We're risking our demise by not doing so. I've seen a lot of jacked harvests there by Dakham, but anyways, I'm not going to go for Bugmans now. Replacement body parts would be good, though. There's a lot of dwarfs missing arms and legs, and while humans can't have those, that's okay. The rest of the dwarves can be fixed up pretty well. Tantrum, gonna destroy a chair. I'm just gonna let it go. Like, he'll get cathartic, and it is a good chair. We do have the capacity to build a good chair again. We also have the material, so I'll sacrifice the chair. If he went after, say, one of the geothermal steam captures, that would be a major problem. It breaks my heart to stick our dwarven allies in there. But there you go. We also carried them way too far. They should have been put closer. So maybe when we get through Burial, we'll build a tomb for allies outside and a tomb for our own colonists inside. Our first rug is done, so let's get that baby put in. It's poor, but whatever. It's still going to add beauty to the room and make it look more interesting. My image guy Dino recently redid all the Empire rugs, so I should probably get some of those going as well, and I'll try and do that before this episode gets out too. We do have a whole lot of steel and copper over there. Looking for sulfur. We can't make black powder until we find sulfur. We've solved our wood problem. We have 2,000 wood on hand, so that's fantastic. Here, Iron Spike does 95 damage. Tin Spike does 70 damage. Now, what do you think a wood spike trap does? 40. So I think we're cool with tin. And we have a ton of it. We haven't really been using it except for doors. So I'm going to make a shit ton of tin or iron. Iron does better. Whatever. I'm going to use up the steel, the metallic materials we haven't been using. I like to use only really solid material for weaponry and armor, such as steel or one of the others along those lines. We do get a delivery of insect jelly at that point, and okay, sure. Copper, I like the copper. I think it adds beauty as well, so I'm not going to use the copper for things like traps. You can see our room is mined. Working on the floors. I'm going to put some fancy floors in there. We have too many blocks around, so we might as well use them up making cool looking floors. We're short on skill, especially crafting skills. We do find some new area, some granite walls as our mining proceeds. So I'm hoping it's nothing major, but we do find sulfur down there as well. So we mined a shit ton. It was actually to the left of those other big resources we find, but we did acquire it. This does kind of look like an ancient danger, but that shouldn't exist in a medieval setting. So I'm not worried about it, and it didn't give me a warning. Yeah, burial for allies. Maybe I wish there was a pyre. I should make some kind of pyre thing where you just put a body on a pyre and it burns. That would be nice, right? But I'm doing something cool with the floors here, as you can see. Some kind of interesting pattern. Trolls wander in again, so much for that. You can see the basilisks are gone. The cave bear decides he's going to eat a horse. And our pyromaniac goes on a fire starting spree. Not the first time. Okay, now he's burning the damn sulfur that we've struggled so hard to find. We need to get that put out immediately. This is why you don't take pyro. Even if they're happy, a pyromaniac will just decide to start burning shit. So, yeah, I don't recommend a pyro ever, people. Take it from me. I'm surprised we don't have roof falling down here, but whatever. We deconstructed all the granite walls we found, and there was nothing there. So burial's completed. Massive gates will be useful at some point, maybe. And it's at that point that some Empire visitors show up and get mauled by the trolls. They do have some nice armor that we can repair if we were to ever get somebody with the skill sufficient. Yurik gets attacked by mad trolls. We have to go rescue him. So our people gather up in earnest. I need to get all these carcasses picked up out here. They're just causing me a problem every time. Rugnason is well injured. We're waiting for him. God knows why. It's time to charge out and deal with this problem. We do have a Bula's snare. We do have a fair amount of magic and some awesome weaponry. They do kind of swarm us straight away, as you would expect. So Rock Digger is going to go melee one, but Marsa's going to fire at Troll. So I'm going to go fucking melee on that. And we do certainly have the muscle. We're going to take some additional injuries. The trolls can be pretty brutal as well. You can see there's a few more coming over. This wasn't a mad troll event. They all just went mad when those Empire people attacked them. Our spell takes down 2 of them. At the very least, we'll have a ton of troll hearts to sell next time somebody shows up to do some trading with us. There's the positive side of that, I guess. And needless to say, we get them all dealt with. We took some injuries. Yurik gets brought back. We need to gather up that issue. We did get a stab scar from an Empire halberd, which must be friendly fire, but hopefully, I don't know. Once we get mechanical limbs going, then we can focus the magic mostly on keeping the humans in good shape. It's also time for flame cannons, people. That moment I look forward to most of all, blasting enemies with flame. totally broken and super fun. We're doing some smoothing outside. Man-hunting jabberslives enter the area at that point, but it won't take me to their location. So this is telling me there's open terrain somewhere that touches the map edge. That's what that's telling me. And the floors and the columns and the lights are all done in our new recreation room. So we're going to do billiards, poker, and a dicing table. And we'll also stick a few other odds and ends in there once these things get finished. We'll have to put some chairs in. Rock Digger gets assaulted by a whole shitload of mad boom rats at that point. It's really gone to crap. I've been sending people out there to pick stuff up. Clearly a bad idea. Do I want to sacrifice Gotrik on his own? No. We do have pure mayhem going on. You don't really want to melee these guys, but here we are. Peterson, get him. We're counting on you, Peterson. Down the fuckers so that we can rescue our people and get back inside. I don't even care about the fire. I'm going to have the gleaming arrow. There's another one come running over here. There we go. Okay, so that downed one of them. Rock Digger's still on his feet, which is extremely surprising. I'm going to send Rock Digger inside. The arrow kills one. Can we just get this? Rock Digger dropped his hammer, too. I'm going to see if he can't just make his way inside. Did get a permanent scratch on an eyeball from the bastards, but you see the rug making's coming along nicely. We're making Empire rugs. We're making rugs from the rug mod. Animal-based rugs is the only thing I use from that. They do have some super cool options, but I prefer to stick with the Rimhammer themed stuff. We're torn. Oh, look at our wealth here. This is important. 230-ish thousand. Not too bad. We're short on components. I'm going to make some more space over here. We can actually start making statues, so we'll make a room to make dwarven statues in. And our poker table's done. Our billiards table's done. Our dicing table is done. You can see the room is already extremely impressive. We don't even have the chairs in there. And we do have a flame gun. Dacum inadvertently hits a grizzly bear, but fortunately catches it on fire. And you can see we have other types of bears around too. I don't know why I took her back out there. Now she's going to get her ass kicked by a Grizzo. Yeah. So down she goes. But Marsa, I don't know if you want to try and take that bastard down either. Rock Digger's well injured, but Marsa actually got away from it due to its injuries. We do have our crossbows lined up at our embrasures now, so we should be golden. Not too worried about them. I'm thinking about embracing the left side over there, but we do try to keep heat inside, so that's why I haven't done that. But it'd be nice to have a fallback. We certainly can't have all these war machines getting destroyed. So, all right, we need to go rescue Bamarsa. Dacam. Somebody, please make your ass way out there. Fool brought in. Totally my fault. You think I'd learn? The flame cannons are just, flame guns, let's go with. They're awesome. Man, it always goes south, right? And in the meantime, I didn't notice, but I did just notice that the Chaos Abominations showed up to attack us. So fortunately, I saw that, and we can get a couple grudge writs launched over there at them, and they're pretty devastating, as you can see. I was going to go open the door. I don't know if they're coming for me. No, we can actually. I don't know why. Look how he runs around when I go out to open the door. I don't know. We should floor that up. Regardless, they're coming for us now. We've also done a rather significant amount of damage to them. I'm going to leave the people doing tending alone. I'm going to leave the injured people alone. I think with the flame cannons, we can probably get by just fine without them. So we have some legitimate security now. And the Hydra downed itself, but I think they have pretty fantastic healing abilities. Some of them stop and start bashing on doors, which, whatever, I'd rather have them do that. We're going to replace all these traps with metal ones as well. It's about that time. It's not battle over, is it? Yeah, they didn't last long. I guess the grudge throwers really did them in, but we have a lot of crap to pick up. On the plus side, we also killed some muffalo during that, so that's nice. Now that I'm going to expand the butcher room too. We're just going to keep working through the research. So there you go. We need more time and more space to butcher. We also need more food storage, but it's not critical. We clearly have too much food that we're bringing in, so it's whatever. It's fine. And nobody's cleaning anymore either. I need to pawn some more pawns. We haven't grown in a long time. You can see the first Empire rug is completed. Actually, the first and second. This one is awful. I'm hoping it doesn't actually reduce beauty to put down an awful rug, but I should check that. It's already extremely impressive at 159. Do you see that tribe come rushing on at top speed? Our traps are down. Our people are sleeping. Our door is closed, mostly to keep the animals out. Just going to have to let them bash on the doors and the walls for a while. Not the end of the world if they do that. On the plus side, we don't have any Skyfallers, so I'd rather have this situation going on than Skyfallers coming in. Rock Digger. I need to get some people with melee weapons to man the flame cannons. This will be the first time using the flame cannons in this playthrough. Okay, some fella named Orange is already through the walls. I'd prefer if we didn't shoot these flame cannons at one dude. That would be nice if we could avoid that. So I'm going to set these to hold fire for the moment. And we do have plenty of people with ranged weaponry that can reach out and get a hold of them. Probably we should get a shitload of really good dwarven firearms, and I keep finding people that have crappy weapons that they shouldn't have too. So fortunately we know where all of our weapons are now, on our weapon shelves. We'll man right behind the door in case we need to charge out. And I'm also they come piecemeal here. They don't come in force, so I'm going to try not to leverage the flame cannons until we can get a hold of them all at once. We do have the flame gun we can stand behind the embrasure and give them the business with. Hopefully we don't catch ourselves on fire. There's some magic firing out. That is also nice. And there you go. The flame gun does its job. Those flame guns would be pretty awesome if we had like 4 or 5 of those on the other side of an embrasure. The Skaven are really going to eat it next time we get infested, I can tell you that. And then all of our Dwarven people are going to have to clear out. All right. So Rock Digger's not the best person to be shooting at. He clearly hit a tree, although probably I could cut a bunch of those trees down instead of fucking letting people have things to hide behind. There's the flame gun again, doing its awesome thing. And there's still a whole lot of people bashing on our walls. This guy's walking right through the flame. Rather than coming to attack, they're just focusing on bashing up the walls. There's not a lot I can do to reach out and get a hold of them. And some of them are making it down the trap corridor, but they're clearly well wounded. It does start to drizzle and rain. Yeah, that guy, I don't know if it's me. Those don't have a quality. It's got to be Rock Digger's shooting ability. I would assume the better shot you are. We're out of magic power, so we can't cast any more spells from some of our people. I'm trying to turn people into gold, but it's failing. What I should have done is had him meditate and then improve the spell with magic points and then cast it again straight away, but he didn't have the magic pool, and I didn't really think about the fact that we would have plenty of time with this many people walking around. Even if they're down, you can still attempt to turn them to gold. So whatever, I missed my opportunity there, but I do need to make that a focus going forward. This person's not bad, actually. Psychically deaf and kind. It would be nice to grow. I need some pawns to do manual labor. It turns out there was actually 2 groups of them, so I come out a little too soon, but they've taken some pretty serious abuse, so it's not a big deal. We're short on power, magical power on all of our mages at the moment, so we can't really do too much in terms of... Oh, don't burn our... Yeah, we burned our own person. Again, the flame gun's very dangerous. We do have foes laying all around. We'll see what we can do to capture somebody here. It's got to be promising. I don't want any more crappy pawns, though. Anyways, this is pushing the end here. So I'm going to try and tame a female bear. We have a male great bear. They could breed and make baby great bears, obviously. So that could be fun. Still have a lot of injuries. We're all tended up, but anyways, we did capture Trado, 15.4 in terms of resistance. It's a good pawn. I'll take it. I need expansion. I'd prefer dwarfs, but Let's not be too xenophobic here. Leave me a like. I love you guys. Leave a comment. I read them all. I do respond, and I will see you all next time.